Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Cooking with Crash. This one's going to be kind of a simple one. So, I recently bought some bell peppers and they came in a pack of 3 instead of 4, which is weird, but whatever. And I decided, hey, you know what? I haven't made stuffed bell peppers in forever. Now, normally when I make stuffed bell peppers, I usually actually just cook like the meat or chicken or turkey separately. And then from there, I usually just load it up with other toppings and veggies and stuff like that. And I typically usually don't bake them in the oven because I know it's going to sound weird, but to me, they taste a little better when I get the kind of raw crunch of the bell pepper mixed in with the sauce and flavors of everything else already cooked and seasoned and all that. So we're going to also do this. Boom. There you go, a little extra light. So, we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to actually cook this in the oven and see how it turns out. So, now, what's nice about this is that, believe it or not, of all places, Winco sells some canned diced tomatoes with green chilies already mixed in a mild sauce. Now, 300 milligrams of sodium isn't great, but it's not the worst that I've seen. So what I did was I rinsed out the diced tomatoes and the green chilies in here so that it rinses off some of the salt, basically. But the carbs are actually pretty good. Like I say, for about maybe half a cup per serving, you're doing about four carbs with a fiber, so three carbs overall. And even then, you've got about 2 servings. So in reality, you could actually just use the whole can. It's not a big deal. Also, gluten-free. Whatever. So, I've got the peppers. I got them all hollowed out. And I have with me the cooked meat, the diced tomatoes and green chilies, and some shredded cheese. Now, another weird thing is, typically I know most recipes call for you to either melt the cheese in the oven with the toppings and in the bell pepper, or in some cases what they'll do is be like, hey, sprinkle the cheese on everything once it's hot and melted and do it that way. But I'm trying to do something a little different. I'm going to basically just load it up with the meat, cheese, and diced tomatoes combo and then, stuff them and then throw them in the oven. Now, most recipes call for about 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. You cook them for about a half hour. And then you're supposed to sprinkle cheese and other stuff with the remaining 10. But honestly, I'm not picky. So now I know I already kind of deviated from the recipe a little bit. But again, here on the show, we try different methods, different things. So with that in mind, we're just going to set this down real quick. Hello. So, typically, they say about for the tomatoes, use half a cup. So what I'm going to do instead is, since I've got everything mixed, I'm just going to do a half a cup of the mixture in each thing. This way it's kind of like evenly balanced. And this way I leave room for something else I'm going to top it with later on. So, we're going to do, there's half a cup, right? And we're going to load that up, squish that down. So there's about half a cup, right? And pat that down. Same thing again, right? We're going to do about roughly half a cup, right? Load that in there, right? We're going to do that, stuff it in there, and then one more time. Roughly about half a cup, right? Maybe a little more. Maybe a little more. There you go. Really get that half a cup. There you go. Really pat that down. And there's half a cup. So, if all goes well, I've got about half a cup each in the bell peppers. We're going to preheat that to about 350. And then when we get back, we will, top it with some sour cream and one other surprise. So, see you guys here in a bit for part 2. And we're back briefly. This is not really part 2, but I want to let you know, it did go off just a moment ago. So, and I know a lot of people like it when I do this part, so we're going to open up the oven, get that heat going, woo! Slap her in the oven, and we gonna cook them. So, Alexa, set a timer for 45 minutes. Check on stuffed peppers in the oven.
Check on stuffed peppers in the oven timer. 45 minutes. Starting now. By the way, if you need more time, just say snooze when your timer is ringing and I'll add another 5 minutes.
Thank you, Alexa.
You're so welcome. I always appreciate your kindness.
I'm such a kind person to technology. Woo! Alright, for real, now we'll be back for part 2. See ya.
Your check on stuffed peppers in the oven timer is done.
Thank you, Alexa. Thank you. Well, with that in mind, let's check on the stuffed peppers. See how they came out. Ooh. Okay. They look good. They look good. They look good. Here. Let us not burn our hands. Let's see. Oh! Well, that worked out beautifully. The cheese melted on there perfectly nice. The beef cooked a little more. The diced tomatoes actually look pretty decent on here. Like, honestly, that's not bad. Now, for the final step. I promised you a small surprise. And I keep my promise. So, if I can do this right. There we go. Perfect. So we have the peppers done. But now, we're going to sprinkle on a little bit of this avocado toast, like salad mixture. Kaboom. Boom. Kaboom. Boom. And we have some avocado ranch. Or, if we really want to get fancy, some straight avocado. If I can get it to open. There we go. Avocado. 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 Boop. Boop. Beep. There we go. Perfect. So now we have unlocked our delicious stuffed bell pepper. But how is it? Well, we're going to try it. Let's take a bite, shall we? If I can get in there. Whoop. Hello. Now these just came out of the oven, by the way, so keep in mind it's probably going to be pretty hot. So, but I might let these cool off a bit before actually biting into it. So, oh yeah, actually I'm going to do that. I'm going to let it cool off, and when we come back, taste test. See you in a bit. Promise. They do look good. Just saying. Hey everybody, we're back. I let it cool off for a little bit, so we're gonna try the bell pepper. So the stuffed bell pepper. Let's see how it turned out. We're just gonna take a big bite into it and see how that delicious flavor came out. So now again, it was only supposed to cook for 45 minutes. Normally you sprinkle cheese about 10 minutes in. Usually after it's done cooking for about 30 minutes. But we didn't do that. So, anyhow, loaded stuffed pepper from the oven. Cheers. You know what? A little drippy. And I know why. It's because of the diced tomatoes and the green chili. But other than that, pretty good. Pleasantly surprised, in fact. It's not like the best. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to stand here and, lie to you on camera and be like, oh, this is the greatest thing. But had I cooked it, well, more towards the recipes online instead of a variation of it, and maybe a little more, if I dried out like the diced tomatoes and green chilies and other stuff instead of it, rinsing it out, it would have been better. But it's not bad. So, overall, pretty good. So, anyhow, guys, until next time with more cooking with Crash. See you guys later.